Good morning, traders. How we doing? Who's ready to get it started? We're back into it another week, and we got some great plays to look at today, guys. It seems like overnight, just overnight, we got this big move in Tesla, and it's starting to move a lot of stocks out there. We also got different plays, mentions in NVIDIA. Mentions out there that we need to talk about in this market. And will the Trump plays come back into play this week? Something to think about. All right, like always, guys, let's start it off with a nice like, a smash of that subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Let's get it going. You guys know where you're at. Let's take a look into the playbook and see what's on the playbook today, what we could potentially be trading. There's some moving already. Missed this UAVS right now, right before the show started, but took a second right at 825. I come back and the stock's at 340. So big rip there and some smaller names. But let's get to today's playbook. First up on the playbook, we're going to take a look at Tesla and GM, and this is all about that autonomous talk out there that's going on right now. And this is all more that Trump is going to be helping bring down the regulation in autonomous play that could, of course, help FSD and different players kind of get the lift. And of course, Tesla jumping this morning. This morning, it was up already at like 337. We went all the way as high as 349, now starting to pull back to the 9 EMA. We'll see if it's able to hold there. But I'm going to be taking a look at Tesla and GM, as both of them look like they could be making a move on this. And GM isn't making that move this morning. But a mention like this could help multiple companies, right? Because the thing about this is that it's going to create what? It's going to create an easier path to autonomous. And if it's an easier path to autonomous, this is good for all auto manufacturers, not just Tesla and different plays out there. The reason why it's good for all, I think, is very important, because the truth is that this gives them a what? A roadmap for growth in the future. Right now, they're looking for ways to get around the margins that are out there because, of course, car expense and inflation driving the prices higher. So one of the best ways to do that is create software that you can bring to the vehicle, and then you have a reason to raise the price even further. So with this being mentioned, I take a look at GM to see if you get the pop through the 59 today and see if it gets going, especially out the gates. Let's go to playbook 2 as we take a look at Caterpillar, and this is all about playing a Trump play. And this is all at a nice little pullback opportunity after on the election night, the first day it started to trade on Wednesday, we were up there to 413. We got all the way as high as that level on that day. And then the next couple of hours, we actually made it all the way up to 420. So now we pulled back a couple of times, has made a couple of bottomings towards that 382. I'd like to see maybe a little cut down through that 382 and then a recovery today, but back through 390s, and you're starting to look really good here for Caterpillar. And this is one that is definitely a Trump play. All right, we'll see what happens with this one. You guys can see the chart action here on Caterpillar as it's pulled back to this 380 spot. You can take a look to see if you break kind of a trend line approach, going back through that 390, starting to work to 395, and 400 is definitely on the radar. And later this week, Deere does report. So if there's one thing I can look for is maybe a run into these names into Deere's report. Same thing I'd look at in Deere. It could run into the report, right? So look for a move back above the 409s, 410s, 420s for that move into the earnings. We'll see what happens. And a good sign is Paccar hasn't really let up on this pullback. It's pulled back some, but could get hot again. Another name to watch out for. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's go to the third one here on the playbook as we take a look at plays that are underrated right now and I think that are very important to watch today. AUR, I was watching it this morning already at 530s, was thinking about buying it in the pre-market, but didn't want to come here looking like a cherry picker. But look at this now, guys. It's already getting a little lift. It's not an insane lift, right? It's only up like 25 cents from where we talked about or where I looked at it this morning around 630. So now I'm starting to see AUR start to creep up to this 550. And of course, what is this? This is an autonomous play, and they use different things, but very similar to FSD, a little bit of a combination outlook here. And I'm going to be watching to see if we can get back through the 575, 580 resistance, starting to work back towards 6 today, and then maybe closing some of this gap back there to 650. Not a bad one to keep on watch today, especially with the mentions out there. This is one of those names where it was looking very bearish, but with one catalyst, you can turn this around. Like this was the bear pattern, right? So now you've actually gotten away from that pattern. You went away from that breakdown level. You're actually starting to hold pullbacks to that. And that's something to look for, right? This was the resistance right around here. Look for that to start acting as support, which is around that 540 area, 530s, and then looking for a quick lift towards 575. We'll see what happens there in AUR. AUR not looking too bad. This is the setup here, guys. It's pulled back to 5, broke this bearish pattern, now starting to recover. Looking for it to fill some of this gap back there from 6 to 664. Let's get to the, that's going to do it for our playbook today, guys. But I really would keep an eye out on these names, because I think that especially with the autonomous action going on, this is going to be a play that was a flip of mindset, right? Those are the best plays that I like to play, because from one moment you were looking at these as negative, the next moment you're looking at them positive. Tesla was already starting to pull back. We could look at how it didn't want to go to that 300. I talked about it that on Twitter, everyone wanted to buy Tesla again at 300. Well, it never got there. And then today with this news, it's way away from that 300. So guess what I think will happen today? Yeah, there'll be some chasing. Everyone that was waiting, oh, but I'll get 300. Well, you never got your opportunity. And now the pressure is going to be on you if you want to go chasing at the 350 spot. We'll wait and find out, guys. All right, let's keep moving. We'll get to different stocks out there. Let's go right into the show. It looks like a lot of these pennies are getting a little bit of a move there. Man, I miss UAVS. That was definitely a trade right here that I should have been taking in the pre-market. Wanted to get after it with the limited account, because this trade right here could have made the limited account into the funding action. And that's our goal for the week. Can we get it there? It's only one way to find out. Stick around right here. It's time, guys. It's time for the one and only Smash the Like. It's time for Trade the Pool. Hugo wants 200, baby. You ready to get back to the trading action?
You aim, you shoot, and make money.
It's going to be a great day. You guys know where you're at. What up out there, traders? How we doing? Getting things set up here and just trying to get them all set up. But definitely had a little bit of some issues this morning, guys. If you're having some still issues, I definitely kind of reset it. Looks like some of my issues got fixed already. So definitely, if you're seeing a little bit of some charting issues, yeah, just kind of reset the panel size. That should be able to get it right there for you guys. I know I was able to get this one fixed here, but they're still having a little bit of some slight issues with some of the multi-chart action there. But let's go to UAVS. Let's go take a look at that action. UAVS really taking off here, guys. Now 383. And I'm just looking back at this, just wondering, like, man, Mitch, you had this one. I had this one pegged. I was looking at it this morning, all throughout this morning, was looking for the move, went to go towards, of course, just getting some water before I started the show, and boom, there she goes, guys. Look at the move on that. 384 now, 380s, 390s, and really making moves here, almost to the $4 already. So definitely getting that push. That's where I could see it getting to this morning, maybe a potential move to 4. It was making this move here at 308. It was just going sideways. It looked really good on this pullback. after the threes. I was looking just to play $3, and then I left. I was looking, maybe I get a little dip back towards the VWAP really quickly, and then a recovery, which was a 290 attempt, and it held the 9 and just took off. Now it's been holding the 9 on the pullbacks. That's that light blue line you see there, and UAVS getting up there to 388s, missing a big move there. So hey, that's just how it is. All right, guys. So, yeah, we're still seeing a little bit of some issues with some permission issues and some loading charts and placing trades. So if you're having some issues, please check out your platform today. Make sure that it's working well. If you're having some, definitely reach out to us. And there's the push into the 4s, guys. Hit 420 there, pun intended, UAVS, getting that nice little lift off there. Definitely UAVS was a play, and it should have been one that I was watching. SINT is another one that I'm watching for an attempt down through $3 again, and then maybe looking to see if this one recovers during the open. So this one will be on the radar. I'll see what happens there in SINT. There's a lot to play out there, guys, and we'll talk about the Sunrise report coming up in just a second. We'll get to some of the stocks that are moving out there and why some stocks are moving, but just wanted to cover some of these this morning. And man, at UAVS, I'm telling you, the FOMO is within me because it's just one that I should have played, man. One that I just took a little bit of some time off away right before the bell there, right before I wanted to come on at 8:30, and that's just how it goes, guys. We'll see what else is out there. Looks like let me do a little re-log in here, see if I'm still having some issues here. Let me just close in my platform here. I'm going to restart it up. See if I get it fixed here. All right, we'll see what happens with that, getting it restarted here. Let's keep moving. We'll take a look at some different stocks. We'll go to the Sunrise report, see what's moving out there. But of course, Tesla moving, but starting to pull back there. Now we're starting to see a little bit of some strength come right back into the Qs here. Right around 8:30, we started to see the strength come back into the market. And I think that with the mentions that we're seeing today, I'm looking at Green Day after a really ugly Friday. So recovery is coming back in the market. Now the only question is, will it stay, right? That's one thing you need to ask yourself. All right, let's see if maybe I got this fixed a little bit here. Just wanted to check to see, because we've been working hard on, I know they've been working hard to kind of get those chart issues fixed up. I think we got them fixed already here. Let me just make sure and make it a little bit bigger here. Yeah, grid is fixed. All right, so there you go, guys. You guys should have every issue that's out there fixed right now. If you guys are still seeing some issues, please reach out to us. All right, let's keep it moving, guys. It's Trade the Pool. We got a lot to talk about today, but definitely seeing that kind of turn around there. Need to fix up some of my charting, but all right, we'll see what else is moving out there, guys. Continuing the battle and looking to see if there's anything else making a quick move. I definitely saw UAVS take off there. Now, man, 425s, man. Oh, man, the FOMO this morning, man, is killing me on that UAVS. Look at that now, 423s and continuing there. What a ripoff in UAVS. And that's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it a ripoff. Because it ripped me off, but that's for sure. We'll see what happens there. 421, 450s in play. Can it get all the way up there? Wow, 430s, 435, 440s maybe coming up here. Strong move in UAVS. There's 445 now. Wow, 446, 450s hit for a second there, and now she's starting to pull back there. So, wow, what a rip there. Complete miss by me, man. I'm a little upset about that one because that definitely is a play to get after. What's going on out there, guys? Say hello if you're new to the show. All right, seeing some multiple faces out there. And, of course, everyone joining in on X, smash that like, hit the restream there. Definitely got to make sure we get this up there. And looks like I'm a little dark today, right? Little not as bright as I usually am. Let's turn this up a little bit here. There we go. That should make things a little bit better. All right, there we go. We'll try to find some great trades out there, guys. Like always, if you guys got a trade you guys want to talk about, definitely throw it up in the chat. Let's get over now to the Sunrise Report. Take a look at the action. We'll take a look at different stocks moving with this. And like always, guys, this is all about trying to keep you guys in the know. If you guys aren't watching our Twitter and X every single morning, you're missing out on the Sunrise Report and the playbook. Don't miss it, team. Smash the like. Let's get it started. All right, first up, what we got to talk about in, of course, the Sunrise Report is just talking about interest rates overall, as, of course, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell really knocked the market down on Friday with remarks about not being in a hurry to cut interest rates due to strong economic growth and robust labor markets, adding pressure to the markets last week. This is why you saw that kind of sell-off, right? So that's something that we'll continue to watch. And any Fed comments is definitely something to look out for. Right now, it's seeming like they might not even cut interest rates again in December, when they were just talking about doing 50 points, a rush to the cuts. Well, now they're hitting the brake pedal. It just seems like I feel like the Fed is all over the place, and they just react month to month with the data that they're getting. And that's okay, but the truth is that makes them just like us, meaning that they don't know anything. They're just reacting and trying to find ways to continue the movement in the economic markets. I think this just shows you that Jerome, he's no special. He doesn't know anything. And even when they did that 50-point cut, they didn't see anything in the data. They just felt like it was time to start getting the cuts. All right, let's take a look around there. Tesla soaring, of course, with the autonomous mention on that. That's really going to give lift today and hope to many different names out there as Tesla ripped on that mention. And this is all about, of course, a move after Trump's transition team plans to prioritize creating federal framework for self-driving vehicle regulation. Such a policy could be a game changer, of course. Sorry about that, guys. Of course, that could be a game changer for Tesla's long-term goals. So I think that's what we need to be looking for. Of course, the newly unveiled 30,000 Cybercab is going to be something to look at. While Tesla stands to, of course, gain, competition is fierce. Companies like Waymo already leading the way. Will Tesla finally deliver fully autonomous vehicles next year? It's something to look at. Of course, FSD has been improving, but it's not like it's just fully autonomous right now. And I think that that's what we need to be looking for in the next couple of months. All right, let's go. Let's move over now as we talk a little bit about NVIDIA, as they're facing trouble here, as NVIDIA has taken a major beating this morning. Now starting to bounce back. I think this report could just be a little bit of a fluff piece, but it was affecting the stock. It was down nearly 2% after reports have emerged that there's overheating issues with the next-gen Blackwell chips for server racks. With its earnings report set to report on Wednesday, investors are eyeing this development closely. Could this signal a pause in NVIDIA's red-hot rally? I think that's something definitely to think about. I think overall, the earnings report probably will keep NVIDIA rocking and rolling. If that doesn't, that's how you ruin this party. But we'll see what happens. I think at first you have to continue to wait to see what happens in NVIDIA. But a part of that is probably because I don't have a big-time investment in NVIDIA. If I was long-term, will I be ringing the bell or ringing the cash register in NVIDIA? Yes, to me, I think it's at that time to start ringing the cash register. Yes, they can continue to grow a little bit with AI and continue to push the realms. But I think at some point, that AI infrastructure is going to be out there. And then it's going to be more about, can NVIDIA keep the earnings up? And I don't think they can. We'll see what happens there. NVIDIA turning back towards the 138. All right, let's go to Save. as Spirit Airlines is in the news this morning. And of course, Spirit Airlines was just starting to come back, and it doesn't look good here, guys. They filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy amid raising costs and engine recall and a failed merger with JetBlue, of course. Despite the filing, Spirit assured customers that its operations will continue with flights, tickets, and loyalty points unaffected. Well, if I had those loyalty points, I'd be a little bit concerned. But at the end of the day, definitely, Spirit struck a $350 million financing agreement to stay afloat during the restructuring. So we'll see what happens on that one. And did you guys see the fight on Netflix? Or maybe you ran into a little bit of some trouble. Remember, we were talking about Netflix on Friday as a potential short because of the event, as a buy the rumor, sell the news would come into play. And that was the play, man. It was such a great short on Friday. I don't know why I didn't nail it. I mean, this is one of those that looking back, hindsight 2020, but it's down to 810 today. It was such a great trade. Nice little buy the rumor, sell the news event. Now on this point, we got to continue to watch to see what happens, because I do think that it was a disappointment, but at the same time, it was also what? It was also epic for Netflix. And I don't think it was a negative. I know that the event itself wasn't as, let's say, as exciting as everyone wanted it to be. But what is Netflix seeing? Netflix is just seeing numbers, statistics. And the truth is, the money was there. And that's all that matters here. Jake Paul's victory over Mike Tyson on Netflix shattered streaming records with 60 million households tuning in at a peak of 65 million streams. The event also set records in women boxing with 50 million viewers watching Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. So right there, I think that's really impressive. I think that shows you what? That shows you that Netflix will probably move closer to doing more of these events and doing more of these, because they're a way of giving back to the subscribers, gaining new subscribers, and what? Keeping the best of breed, showing you that Netflix is the number one in streaming and is going to continue that way. Even if other streamers are going to come in, Netflix will continue being what? King of content. If it's the king of content, guess what? Everyone needs it. So they'll continue to push. I'm looking for a rebound today in Netflix. Rebound on Netflix would be maybe coming back towards that 808 and then coming back through 820. But yeah, definitely, I'm looking for a little bit of a rebound. We'll see what happens. A good area would be also, if it doesn't make the rebound today and hold the 9 EMA, watching for the move below 800 to catch the channel, because there was a huge channel that Netflix was in that it broke out because of this event ahead of the event, right? So 1 week before the event, it went up, 5%. And right before the event, it goes down 4.5%. Half, 50% retracement. Seems like a good level to be watching. All right, what's going on out there, guys? Good morning to you guys. Jay Angelo, what's up out there? It's good to see some new faces in the chat. It's good to see you guys out there. Smash it up. Like Jake Paul says, Camino knows where to find the money man. Yeah, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, the money was there. And they made their money, that's for sure. Even Tyson, that didn't look good. Guess what? He got paid, and that's all that matters. Vino ripping says in the chat. Yeah, Vino is ripping. Thank you. Thank you for catching that. Hadn't seen this one move at all, and now it's continuing to rip there. Got up there to 314. Would have loved to see this one around the $2 spot, but hey, guys, that's how it is. Just trying to keep up with the scanners out there, but definitely that one's making a move. And I'm also seeing TFFP make a move in the 41 cent game. I also saw a 70 cent stock kind of get a lift, and then it came back down. I'm looking for which one that was again. Now, I think that was INVF or something like that. So I'll be looking for those. Well, I'll let you guys know if that one moves again. I do have a scanner for it. Looking around out there to see what else is making a move. Fate is one that's making a move this morning. Keep your eyes on that one. We know how that one likes to run. Definitely a known runner before. Vino, though, definitely getting a nice little push there, 278. Can it hold that $3 spot? It's nothing that I'd probably be watching right now, especially before the bell. It just seems to me like it's too close to the bell now. But UAVS also pulled back off that 450, trying to reload on the 4. SINT coming back down to 267, so definitely a wash on that one. Would need to reclaim 3 for me to even look at it. We'll see what happens with those. All right, let's keep it going. Any other name rip like that, and of course, you guys can yell at me in the chat. I'll definitely take a quick look at it. All right, let's keep going. We'll take a look around. What else is being mentioned out there? I did see some upgrades out there, so let me just go ahead and just pull those up. I did see some upgrade on Robinhood with an upgrade to buy, and that's from Needham. So definitely take a look at the hood today. Hood is right now at 32.58. Will we see another liftoff with the crypto names? I think that's also a trade to watch, of course. Clean Spark came back down all the way to 346, but it's not looking too bad this morning. We'll see what happens. Looks like Warner Brothers, WBD, getting some announcements this morning and trying to get a reload off the 925. It pulled back, of course, on Friday. Now trying to rebound off this 948, trying to go back there towards the pre-market high of 975. And this had gotten to 10, as this is on an interesting one here, as it settles a breach of contract lawsuit with the NBA over television rights. The Wall Street Journal reported, citing people familiar with the matter. In the agreement, Warner Brothers was able to develop new shows with NBA content in both the U.S. and overseas. Warner Brothers sued the NBA in July after the basketball league signed new rights deals with several competing media platforms. Of course, you guys saw one of these NBA shows on Netflix, and Netflix was one of those competitors. So it's interesting. It looks like they're settling that breach of contract, and it's actually giving them a little lift this morning. Maybe they can get these shows back or keep some of the other shows not going public. It's something to look at. All right, we'll see what else is making a move out there. I see XCUR just recently made a lift there. We'll see if that one can push back here. It went to 450s. Just got an alert there. SMCX. Oh, this was an interesting one, guys. So SMCI is actually being talked about that it right now is going to be something to look at, right? Reason why is there's a restructuring. So definitely something to look at there. SMCI is going to be something to watch. Looks like there was a stock split for SMCX there, and that's what's giving me the alert. But take a look at that, guys. It's already getting a little bit of a lift there. Opened up at 21.36, went all the way as high as 23.29. Looks like this stock split, man, made this stock just rip here. And of course, this is an ETF leverage, so be careful out there. But SMCI is in play. There's restructuring conversations that I saw, and who knows? I know that this one was looking like it could get unlisted, and it was felt to me like too much risk. But at some point, it could get a little bit of a bounce back if you're looking for it. I think you're watching for a move above 23s to really show you the strength in SMCI. Right now, it's just trying to hold on. We'll look to see if we get that breakout to 23 today and continues going. Of course, this one could still just disappear at any moment. That's the hardest thing about this. It's definitely more now getting towards YOLO money. If you're about the YOLOs, well, this would be one on the radar. All right, we'll see what else is moving out there. How's Tesla moving? It's trying to recover right now. We'll see if it gets back through the 342. Mobileye, definitely one that I'll keep a watch on today. I think it's definitely, if we get this like kind of autonomous move where it just continues to rip higher, definitely one to watch. There's Mobileye, AUR, and LIDR. All names to kind of watch, and you can see LIDR already getting a little lift here at the $1 spot there. And these are what? Autonomous plays that could get the lift. These are more LiDAR plays, of course, but something to watch out for. Of course, we'll also watch some auto manufacturers. I think GM could get a lift there with that mention. All right, let's keep it going. We'll take a look at some different stocks out there. I did see an upgrade on Roku. Yeah, upgraded from Bard, outperformed from neutral. After a large drop this year, Bard said that investors are overlooking long-term potential and shifts in the business backdrop. So that's something to look at. Looking around to see what else is being mentioned out there. Shares of Liberty Energy rose 5% after Trump picked CEO Chris Wright as energy secretary. Shares of nuclear startup OKLO, where Wright also serves on the board, also surged about 9%. So if you're wondering why AKLO was up this morning towards 2025, well, that was the reason, because Chris Wright is on the board and it got a nice lift there. So that tells me more and more. Watch for potential nuclear plays. I think we got to continue to watch it. And maybe they have a bigger pullback, and we can take a look at these for a little bit of a deeper time frame pullback, right? If you take a look at the monthlies, this has been really hot, but could pull back, of course, back towards, let's say, 18, 20s. It's been kind of hanging out at that spot there. At this point, I'm going to erase all lines, even though I had a line from earlier on when we were watching this down there towards 980s. But we'll look to see if this starts to pull back. It makes sense for me to see a little bit of a pullback back to prior resistance acting as support. So I would look for this area here back towards like 1760s, 1750s, or maybe it's just 17 overall. I'm putting it up there closer towards 1750. So looking for some pullbacks in NNE to catch that pullback, then maybe take a swing there in nuclear stocks. All right, of course, we'll continue to watch NVIDIA to see what happens with that one. Be careful with the healthcare names. I've been talking about the warning in Eli Lilly and other names because of the margins that are getting destroyed here. And it is nasty, nasty action on the downside. I also talked about how Amgen could go down big. And look at the action that happened on Friday. Another leg down there with Amgen, and really breaking the 290s and really starting to look ugly. And this was a chart that was looking like some of the best. Pfizer was looking like it was coming back. That is ugly looking chart. Don't want to be anywhere near that. AZN, same thing. Really bad looking chart now as it comes down fast in a hurry. Look how much it's dropped. So you could get bounces and then shorts later maybe on the week. But I'd be watching these names because, yeah, it's not just one name. It's a whole sector takedown. It's not just an industry either. It's in different spaces out there. So just be careful out there, guys. Definitely seeing that takedown, and it's pretty ugly. Man, Intuit Surgical has been an absolute monster stock since its SPAC days, man. Oh, man, this is one that I'll always be looking back. Intuit Surgical has been an absolute monster. Looking around to see what else is making a move here. Medical care stocks also making a pullback. Healthcare plans, I think these guys might take another hit down, guys. So just be careful with these healthcare plans. And they look good, but I think they could be on another hit down. And the reason why is I'm seeing more and more mentions that insurances are going to have to pay for such and such thing, right? Well, if that happens, well, these are going to be more expensive, the premium. And I could see their margins going down. It doesn't look good here for insurances. We'll see what happens if they start to pull back there. Humana, also another one that's been pulling back. All these look pretty weak. They don't look strong. They don't look like they're taking the upside move. They look like they're taking the elevators and the elevators down. So Alliance Health, one that I usually like, this is starting to look ugly, right? So I think we continue to watch to see the destruction in these healthcare plans, and you could still see some bounces back, but this still looks like a pretty hard fade here. Alliance Health, you can take a look at some other ones, and they're all going to be looking pretty ugly. Even UNH, that was just up there to 620, doesn't look nowhere near as good anymore. Could be filling the gap down towards 568. All right, we'll see what some other ones are out there. And XOM, will oil ever get the move? It tried to start jumping back there towards 121.50. A lot of eyes were on Trump as he was in a UFC event. And who was he talking to? Well, he was talking to none other than an oil expert executive from the Amico. So I think that we got to watch to see what happens in oil as Trump is trying to make friends with oil players. Why? Well, a lot of that being that he wants oil cheap, and he wants to find ways to, of course, affect that, because if he can affect oil coming down, what does that affect? That brings deflationary pressures. And so his inflationary pressure that he's doing will not be as bad, especially if we can get crude oil to go down, let's say, to $50, $40 a barrel. That's going to help a lot of stocks. That's going to help a lot of deflationary pressures increase. So we'll see what happens there in oil, and watch to see the conversations with Trump and what's going on there. All right, XOM, definitely one to watch. Chevron, another one to kind of keep an eye out for. We'll see if they start to get the push. All right, of course, take a look at the financials. That's another place to look at today, guys. JPM slowly going up, Goldman Sachs slowly going up, and these names are all looking better today. And keep an eye out to see more action to the upside. Morgan Stanley, Blackstone, all those types of names are looking good. Reason why? Well, regulatory issues coming down. Yeah, they'll still look good for some upside. See if we get some home builders to start coming back. I think that's something to think about. Let's take a look here at Toll Brothers. Toll Brothers is just kind of sideways, could start to push right back towards the resistance. I'd keep an eye out on these plays. All right, guys, what's going on out there? How we doing? Cat, wake up out there, guys. You guys are being way too quiet for me. I need some more traders. I need you guys talking. What's up out there, guys? I can't just talk to myself, even though it's pretty much what I'm doing right now. All right, guys. What are you guys looking at out there? What do you guys see? Let's make some money. All right. We'll go to some of the smaller names. I'm sure those are the stocks that are moving here. Still, we'll look at ETHU. Got to keep an eye on that, guys. I think this is one of the best plays that we can watch for the next kind of 2 weeks. At some point, I'm expecting a spike. At some point, right? I don't have a guaranteed action there that I need to call out, but I need to keep watch of this. ETHU starts to make the lift. It's something to watch there. All right, 760s I'm going to put there. We'll see if it starts to get back through the 760s today and starts to go for the 8 move. That's where I could see it going to. Have to wait and find out. Clean Spark down to 1350s. We got to keep our watch on what's going on, of course, in the Bitcoin play. That's something to take a look at. All right, looking around out there. Let me go ahead and pull up my Benzinga Pro here. I'll just take a look at BTC price somewhere else. I can watch it here. Let's take a look here. How is Bitcoin doing now? Dun, dun, dun. All right, Bitcoin, where you at? Where you at? Go to Binance. Binance will probably have a decent chart there. All right, we are down there at 855 because it's a little bit behind. I see around 89,959. So not back above the 90,000. You were in the 90,000 on the 18th earlier. So this morning we were up there towards 92,000, and then now are pulling back. I think you got to watch this because we could pull back, right? We could pull back towards, I think, even 70,000, 80,000 really quickly. Try to wash out some of these bulls and then look to see if we come back here. So I'll be watching for drops back to 76,000. That's really where I could see it kind of coming back to. Right now, just hanging out sideways. Pulling back, though, on the day, that's something to keep an eye out for. That's something you want to watch. All right, we'll see what else is out there. Can we get the push? Bitcoin, iBit, another one to watch. Yeah. Your Bitcoin trust, right? If we take a look at this on the daily, you can see how you're up on the top end of the range. You could pull back to that 9 EMA. I'd like a pullback there and then the next move higher. So pull back to 48.44 makes sense for iBit, and then a move back through 52. We'll look to see if we get back through that 52 on iBit. All right, looking around out there to see what else is making a move there. UAVS to 475, 476. Good Lord, Mitch. Sometimes you miss one, man. And on the penny games, I wanted to nail it today, guys. I was here early for this reason. Little upset at my execution there. Should have just got in on this $3. I just wanted to take a second before the bell. And yeah, that cost me a hell of a lot, man. That cost me the funded account this morning, at least, because this would have been easily a $400 to $600 trade on UAVS. So got to watch it now. This is not the one to trade now. It's a little bit too far, too extended. But I liked it earlier. It just is what it is. SMCI, I would like to take a quick trade on it if I did. It would just be only today. So that's the hardest part with SMCI. It's going to be moving all around. You got to be careful here because this is one of those names that has headline risk. It put a headline to make it come back up. But just because you're talking about restructuring doesn't mean that it's going to be able to stay on the exchange. That's the number one concern with this company, because if it goes OTC, it's done in my eyes. So we'll see what happens here. SMCI trying to come back. Big risk to reward on that one, right? Because your money could get locked up at any moment. That's the hardest thing for me. I don't like to trade anything where my money can get locked up. So I think SMCI is one that it looks really interesting, but I shouldn't trade it, right? That's how it is sometimes. Just because it looks interesting doesn't mean we got to go ahead and trade it. All right, we'll see what else is out there. I do see ETHU starting to get a little bit of a move. I want to watch that, guys. It's starting to get a move here in the pre-market. So I might take a shot here to start the day off here and then look to see if I can get it and add to this. It's just an easy way to kind of make some cash here. I'll keep a watch on it, but ETHU definitely on my radar here to play it this morning. It's already kind of trying to make the move here. I'll watch it here. I'm on the 15-minute. I would love to see an attempt to 720s and then it starts to recover back towards the 750s. I'll set an alert there at the 750 mark to see if it starts to go through it. All right, looking around out there, SNIT back there towards the 280s, already recovered back here. This is one that I want to keep a watch on because I did like this one. The only thing was I was looking for more of a $3 hold. It broke through the $3, went back to 249, trying to recover that 3 now. I think that's an important outlook to see. And really maybe just waiting till it breaks 3 first and then looking to see if we can start to really take off. As it starts to build here, it's going to be something that needs to break 3. If not, it could just break 260 and be right back down. TSLA is another one to watch for, of course, with all the Tesla bull action. We can take a look to see if we get some little bit of a pullback in Tesla today. Tesla is way, way high. I mean, it's up there to 340s. Could take a pullback back towards like 330s. I think that's where you have that area, kind of the trend line approach, where you can come back here towards the 330s, 325s. I don't think it gets back there, but if it does, that's something to watch for, especially a breakdown of the support. This 9 EMA right now on the hourly is around 336.50s. So that 336.50 area, good looking level for pullbacks to hold and then come right back to the upside. One to watch for sure. All right, looking around to see what else is making a move. And I think you watched the Black Friday trade today, guys. Take a look to see what happens in XRT. Take a look to see what happens in Best Buy, as Best Buy is propping already, looking good here this morning. We'll see if it gets back above the 93 action. And take a look to see maybe some of the apparel. Apparel is one to watch there that most traders won't be watching, that could take a nice liftoff today, going closer and closer to Black Friday. So that's one thing I definitely want to put out on the alert. Wasn't even able to put out so much alert there on Twitter. I would love to put out a tweet on that right now, but I'm going to focus on the trading action. We're almost to the bell here. Palantir, one to watch. We could take a look at some of those. Palantir, of course, way higher. It's up there to 68 almost this morning. Went to 67.44. But I think at Palantir, it's hard for me to trade this that high up, man. I just feel like it's extended and could come back here towards like the 63.25s Can you continue to trade it? Yes, you can try to trade it towards the upside. Definitely loves to go all the way up towards a new resistance, then come back and make a new support, new resistance, back towards that support, new resistance, back to a support, new resistance, back to a support, right? So I'd have to see this line hold here, right above it where this resistance was, the 6480s, and then it could go right back up. If it starts to crack that trend, that's when things start to look a little dangerous. Right now, it's still holding in though. ARM, interesting as it starts to recover 128, but this one's been really cracked and cracked fast. We'll see if it starts to come back, but doesn't look good by any means. Taking a look here, FXI, a little China. China's trying to make things come back, but right now we haven't heard any good news come out of China, and you need to look for that. The next good news, if it doesn't run with that, that's when I'd be a little bit concerned. Glad I got rid of BABA as you're down back towards $90. We'll look to see if this starts to climb back. Right now, it's just not it. JD, not it, right? It's pulled back. These are all kind of pulling back. And a lot of this is also waiting to see what happens really with Trump and China. Will they play hardball? All things to keep in mind. SPY right now at 586, starting to bounce back after Friday's disaster, right? Well, we're getting back here. Can we keep going? Can we get to 588? Get above this 587. All right, ETHU already going to that 752 this morning, and I'm telling you guys, I was looking at it. It looked interesting there. 752 now, 750s. I mean, we'll see if this gets going, but the hourly looking good here on this kind of inverse head and shoulders, kind of bottoming areas here around the 730s. Could get hot towards the bell, start working its way to 8, and it's a $7 stock. So not a bad one to watch to make some money. Vino, what happened to Vino? Vino, back down to 193. This thing was just jumping, got up there to 325. Not looking too bad on that push as it starts to pull back here and tries to find a new support. This was support where it kind of undercut and came right back up through the 160s. So that's kind of your next layer, 180 to 161 in there. I wouldn't mind maybe taking a shot, going long this and looking for a push back, but it's going to take a lot to get it back there to 315. $2 look interesting here. I'd like a cut down back towards like 181 here before the bell, and then a move back through 2 will be something to look for. SINT, I've talked about how that one needs to get back through 3. We'll see how that one moves here. Any other ones you guys want to take a look at? XLP was something that I was watching on Friday. I'm still watching it. The daily chart looks like it wants to come back to 81, but needs some move to start working back to that level. All right, Target reports this week. Let's see if it can get a run ahead of its earnings and start to push back to the upside here right out the gates towards, let's say, 154, 155. Let's see if Target buyers are ready to keep it going. Is the red circle going to keep pushing? I don't know, man. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't come back into this green area. I don't want it back towards 150. It's all about now holding and getting back there through the 157. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep moving. Good amount of you guys in the chat out there. Say hello, guys. BJ pulled back to that 87.55. We'll see how some other ones make a move here. Nordic American tanker ship trying to pull back here, trying to make another lift here. So all things to keep watch out there. We'll see what happens. Tough day like always. Let's go, team. Let's go. All right, THAR pulling back a little bit. UAVS. Looking around out there, guys. The Bitcoin names starting to come down a little bit, but those could get popping towards the bell here. We'll just have to wait and find out. AUR at 550s, also on the radar today, of course. AUR. All right, we'll set some alert there on AUR. Got to continue to watch to see which of these autonomous plays will move today. Q's back there to 498.75. So good action on the first bounce back today, as it was looking red this morning. 9:22, guys. We're almost to the bell. VKTX. Therapeutic stock to the downside. To me, this still looks like a short, but you can get bounce backs to 55. So you got to be careful, because this has really been a wash really quickly. You're looking for something like this. So you see this candle? This is what I'd be looking for if I want to get shorted. I need a candle like that where it pops back, and then I can use that sideways action that was up there to looking for the next takedown. So I think that's what you're looking for in VKTX, and it's just not going to be that easy just to keep crumbling. But definitely this whole industry and sector not looking good, guys. So we'll see what happens there in healthcare. Definitely seeing some downside there. All right, time to drink some coffee. Time to get ready, guys. 9:23. We're almost to the bell here. Let's keep moving. Let's find some trades. Mobileye, of course, something to watch out there. I'll be watching that one. Of course, it has kind of the autonomous, definitely on the radar. GME, GameStop. Well, it starts stopping. I don't know. We got to watch it. And of course, watch to see what happens in that XRT and some of those retail names. OKLO starting to get a head of steam. Yeah. OKLO was all about the CEO mention, right? That's how it was pushing this morning. And that was when it was pushing towards 2025. This is about the CEO getting appointed, or at least someone on the board getting appointed to kind of a bigger position in Trump's administration. Not looking too bad. OKLO, can it get back there to $20 today? That's a big move. It was up there earlier. All right, Dell. Dell as on SMCI delisting trade. So what are you seeing on that, Alex? Are you looking at that as more of a bullish thing for Dell? It could be bullish for Dell. It's pushing right now. I think for overall for Dell, this is a good thing. This is at least competition that's going away. So I think we got to continue to watch it. Dell's not a bad one to watch here as it starts to push back. It's really kind of getting that kind of V-bottom outlook where it had a chance to break down and just rejected it here. So that 128, you ever get back to 128, I would be concerned with Dell. Right now, it's looking like it wants to come back towards that 140. So looking strong this pre-market. Any pullback will be looking interesting. All right, getting an alert there for Mobileye starting to move higher. So already starting to get these to push. And this morning, I was looking at a lot of these, and they're really starting to move here. Now Mobileye getting up there to 1633s, continuing on its way up. Definitely one that's watched. And a lot of investors now are starting to catch up to that Tesla mention. Bullish Dell, they'll take the business. Yeah, it's not a bad one to look at, right? I think overall Dell has had its time to pull back, and now it's starting to come back into the limelight. And nice weekly pullbacks where it keeps holding those could make an attempt to the resistance. UAVS 444s now. It came back here after it was just straight ripping. XCUR, I'm just looking around at some of these names to see if any of them are moving before the bell here. OKLO trying to get back up there. This one moves a lot. I mean, to think about it, for the price, it does move a ton. Caterpillar, cat's out the hat. Will it get back above the 388s to the 389s? Setting some alerts. If you guys have stocks out there you guys want to take a look at, definitely let me know. NGNE, are you looking for a short on this thing? Is this a short outlook, Shane? It looks like it is. We'll see if it keeps going lower. It does not look good right now as it starts to bounce back, but I mean, it does look like it wants to come right back towards that $20 today. And at least you have range there, right? The only thing is the spread's wide on this bad boy. We'll see if it goes down a little bit further. All right, we'll see what happens on that. Waiting for the spreads to tighten up and volume to come in. Has a good range. Yeah, Shane, I think what you might need is the open market, right? The open market should tighten that up a little bit, but man, a little bit of a range right there on NGNE. Looking around out there, the SPY continuing to pull back after a quick little rip to the upside, starts to hold now. NVIDIA now down 2.4%, but starting to come back. Can it hold the comeback after bad mentions from its Blackwell AI chip? All right, catching up with you guys out there. What's up, guys? Who's ready for the bell here? We're about to get to the action. It's 9:28. The bell is coming, team. Are you guys ready to go? Ready to rock? Who's ready to rock out there? Who's ready to make that money? Let me know in the chat. How the account's going. Who's close to that funded account? I know there's somebody out there really close. Who's getting it with me this week? We got to start trading on that funded account and getting that money, getting those paychecks to the door. That's what we all need, right? Hey, send those paychecks. Christmas is coming soon. Christmas shopping. Whew. You already know. Amazon, Black Friday. Will it get to move? I did hear about Amazon opening a Temu competition. I think this is one to watch for a run going into Black Friday. Definitely one to watch today. So keep your eyes to see if some of these Black Friday names start to make the move. All right, let's keep it going. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get ready. The bell's coming here. 9:29, guys. Be safe out there. All right, we'll see what happens out there. Which ones will get the pop? All names that kind of look out there. You can take a look to see if maybe some apparel names start to move. A&F, Macy's, those types of names could all kind of get moving with a Black Friday play. All right, let's move. Let's move, guys. Appreciate the love, Alex. Let's go make that money. All right, team. You guys know what time it is. Just like it was in the fight. Just like it was in the fight. It's time. Let's go make that money, team. All right, guys. Let's go. Let's get it, guys. Here's the bell. Let's go. It's time to get that money and go trading, guys. All right, stay safe out there, traders. We'll see what I can get out the gates here. ETHU on the watch here as it pulls back to the 755. Will this one just get a lift right out the gates? I'm watching it. I'm watching it out there. Definitely will watch some of these smaller names to see if some of those get the push. We'll see what we can come up with today. There's a lot of action here, guys. Let's go. Let's go. I need to get another window up. Need to get maybe my pro up. My scanners. All right, starting to see a little pullback there in ETHU. Let's go towards the scanner and see what I can find out there. I'm seeing IPDN as one that's moving. UAVS already to 5. Crazy move there. 518 now, guys. 517 and continuing to push. Might go into a halt. 518, big push there in UAVS. SPPL, another one that's getting a little bit of some love right out the gates here. We'll look to see it. That was a runner from Friday. We'll see if it can make a day 2 move. I'm watching for these. Vino out there getting a little bounce there, not a big push there. SINT trying to push back towards the 280s. We'll let you know on that one, how that one turns out. Cat not doing too bad out the gates, pulling back, but could make the move to 388s and above. Just keeping an eye out there to see what's making the move. SMCI right out the gates, down and then right back up. So that's actually looking pretty good. SMCX pulled back to that support there, right back towards the upside. So SMCI looking decent right now. It's not my top trade out there, but definitely one that's getting a little bit of a push right out the gates. Mobileye pulling back out the gates. We'll look to see if it makes a move to the upside. Same thing with AUR as it pulls back. Let's see if they go red to green on that AUR. And how's Tesla doing? Red to green? Yeah, red right now. We'll look to see if it goes green. IPDN, another one that's getting a little lift above the $1 spot. Not a monster move there, but UAVS now pulling back below the $5 spot. We'll look to see if it can continue the strength, but that has already done an insane move to the upside. Looking around, trying to find some scanning action here and see what's making a move here. All right, let's see what else out there. And you guys got names you guys are looking at, definitely throw them up there. I'll be watching out there. APLD, one that's making a move right now. Applied Digital Corporation, nice push. Daily chart looking decent here as it starts to push here. Could get to the $8 and then start to go a little bit higher. 820s kind of in play there. APLD. Nice little push out the gates here towards the 780s. Looking for maybe some kind of pullback on that. No pullback just yet. UAVS back towards 467, so not looking good there. All right, for the intraday session, stocks that are leading, stocks like AUR, stocks like SMCI, stocks like Zeta, stocks like Dell. My man, we mentioned the Dell. It was a good push right out the gates there. Qualcomm, definitely one to watch out for, guys. Look at that. Up there towards 164. Strong move there for the semiconductors. And overall, not bad action here. Basic materials leading. Energy getting a little bit of a push there. Utilities, technology kind of break even for right now. Healthcare on the down action. What's getting hit hard there? Let's take a look here. So I see on the downside, I see drug manufacturers, the big boys, taking some more leaking out there, guys. They're bouncing some of them, but look at AZN that I talked about how it looked atrocious. That is a hard hit down. It went up to 63, right back down to 62.78. We'll look and see if we get some more downside there. APLD now pulling back there. We'll see what happens on that one. Fate getting the push. I've talked about how Fate is a known runner there. It's pushing strong here, guys. Big push right out the gates here. I'm looking for some pullback back towards 3, but it is lifting here. 346 now. Fate into a halt there, man. Oh man, I should have kept this one on a scanner here. I talked about how I've known this one's a known runner, known kind of to go into that kind of parabolic mode, and it ripped through threes, went to 346 in a heartbeat. I was able to put out a limit order at 310, but man, that's not going to do me much. Maybe it reopens at 3 and just takes off. We'll wait for this to reopen. Right now, I'm going to cancel my order because I hate to have orders out there when the kind of the halt is out. But man, what a miss there, guys. Tesla now starting to come back. So TSLA going to be looking a lot better there. AUR, we'll see if that comes to bottom out a little bit later in the day. MBLY, Mobileye getting the lift though. That made a nice push off the 1670s, and it's looking good. Nice little recovery on the daily. Starting to push back towards the upside. Of course, this one has some autonomous into play. And of course, this one came from Intel, a little bit of a spin-off, right? We'll see what happens there. Can it pull back now towards the 16 spot and then take 17s or 1620s would be an interesting outlook there. How are we doing out there, traders? What's going on? Who's making that money starting it off the day? The right way. Let's go. All right, let's keep moving. Let's try to find that cash. Alerts going on out there. Let's see what alert I got on that one. SINT, guys. Back through 3. Looking at SINT here. Starting to look better, but got to be careful with this one because you're trading it in the middle of the range. Went down all the way down to the range at the 250. Needs to get strong here at 3. If not, it's not going to make the breakout. I'm looking for it, guys, now. Only question is, will it make the move? Fate, though, man. What a move there. ACRS, another one that's making a big push there through the $3 spot there. ACRS, big push indeed. ACRS, big push there at the $3 spot. Now to 313s, big push off that $3 break there towards the 315 now. Looking for a little pullback to the 280s there, a little bit underneath the 3s. Could keep ripping though. The daily has a nice little push there, and it's filling in gap action towards like $4.38. It doesn't mean that it can get there, but that's the next level, next resistance. There's not much resistance in this chart, and that's one thing that's a good outlook there. It's trying to reload at this 3, could get a quick drop and then a recovery of that 3. We'll see what happens there. There's a cut down into the 290s now. SINT went right back down. So I'm looking at this ACR and Fate as names that I could look at for potential play. Fun getting a little bit of a lift today, guys. PHUN, right? And so look at that. Nice lift off there. 8% higher towards almost 450. So maybe DJT starts to get a real lift off there, guys. I'm just using this off of a kind of sympathy play, but definitely fun getting a little bit of a push. Not my name that I love, but hey, that doesn't matter. Even Mullen pushing a little bit. These auto manufacturers getting a little bit of a push up. IPDN, that's all right there. Fate should be reopening at any second here, guys. Got to be careful here with Fate, but I'm going to be watching it. I know how this one loves to run. I would love to see a little bit of a pullback. Just haven't seen that pullback just yet. And you got to be careful with a name like this because it is going to be moving fast. ACRS back to the 280s. This one looks good there too as it starts to reload. It's trying to reload here at the 280s, go right back up there. We'll see if it gets some bid action here. There's the 16,000 shares there at 345 and then another 16 at 334. So, oh, that's on Fate. That's on Fate. I was about to say. All right. ACRS. Let's see here. Bidder at 270s and 266 and 263s. So this could easily come to the 260s, the 250s even. Let's see if it pulls back there and then eventually reloads. They're trying to reload it on the 9 EMA attempt right now. I'd like to see a wash of that 270, maybe 260s on a wick, but it is starting to come back there. 280s could come right back through 3s there and then take the 330s. $289, $290s is where the wall is. You got about, I'd say about 5,000, a little bit over 5,000 shares there waiting. HCWB, one that was making a move this morning, got up above the $1, a penny name, got all the way up to 130s, pulled back here. Now trying to take another step up off that $1 move. Vino now going to 174, 180s. Could push back there and start to climb back through the $2 spot. That was $1. That was the area we looked at in the pre-market. ACRS pulling back there, trying to hold that 270 pullback. We'll look to see what happens there. BE now starting to get a lift. So Bloom Energy, big push there. Could start taking a look. Let's see if some of the uranium names and some of the nuclear names are interesting to watch. CCJ getting a little bit of a lift right now. So CCJ, Bloom Energy, definitely ones to watch there. CYBN, Cybin getting a little bit of a push there. Biotech, of course, you guys know this one. This is kind of into your DMT and your kind of your mushrooms life. If you guys are interested in that, Cybin getting a little bit of a push there. It's at the $13 spot there. Can it get another push here? I mean, this is very, very illiquid trading right now on this name, but there's some shares going through. It's just not a lot. Vino 195 now and halted, so that one just took right back up and pushed. VRAC also making a little bit of a lift there. We'll see if that one can get through the $2 spot. All right, Fate should be opening up, and it did open up. It came back to the 270 spot there. 275 now for Fate. This 267 big order is what's affecting it. There's a big order there, and then there's 285 resistance. What an ugly move there, guys. It halted at like 350s, came back to the 275. All right, looks good as it starts to come back towards the 280s, but man, this is a tough one to play because of the pullback. Looking to see if that 285 disappears, that seller at the 285. JTAI getting a little lift there. 582s, JTAI. And nice little spike there. Jet AI was up to $8 this pre-market, getting a quick little spike there. Volume definitely coming in here for this. It could go for the 6 push. The key with this one is the VWAP is so far, it's hard for me to trade it, but definitely seeing some attention go to it. All right, Bloom Energy, the 2250s. Now got to go ahead and start taking a look to see what I could trade out there. The Qs have been hanging in there, guys. We'll see if they actually make an up move. We still haven't really gotten a breakout in the market, but the market's pretty green right now. I mean, at least from the open, there's only healthcare and technology that are slightly red. Healthcare is slightly red. Where's the strength coming from? It's coming from communication services, basic materials, and energy. But now those are starting to pull back, and other names are starting to push towards the upside. So I'd keep watch on that action there. Technology, though, making a downside attempt here. That's where you got to be careful, right? If technology breaks, got to watch out, guys. Got to watch out. XLP doing good there. So Colgate Palmolive going to be looking good again. XLP, of course, is more your staples. So take a look to see if Procter & Gamble getting a little bit of a push. And it is. So I think the defensive area is definitely starting to look a little bit better. It's interesting to see it, but XLP, definitely the consumer staples starting to look really good on kind of swing trade outlook. And we can take a look to see what names in there are doing well today. You got Dollar Tree up 3%, Walgreens Boots Alliance, Dollar General getting a little bit of a lift, Lamb Weston. So Lamb Weston Holdings is definitely something that I really like to watch for potential push here. And I talked about Target getting a push into the earnings. It is getting that push into the earnings. Nice little rip there towards 155 already. And it started the day at what? 153. Nice push there in Target. Pull back to the VWAP will be looking interesting. Maybe a pullback to 153.75 today. So Target, really good action there on the first move. All right, we'll see if Target starts to pull back there, but definitely good action there. SMCI ripping, guys, 2250s. I talked about how that could be the play today. I don't want to trade this because of the way that the danger is, right? But it doesn't mean that you guys cannot trade it. I just want to be more of a professional and not be trading that. But to tell you the truth, it is getting a nice little lift out the gates today. So if you played it, I can't blame you. Fate now coming towards that 297 could get hot again here through threes. So I'm watching it here to see if maybe I take a quick trade. We did get through that 287 kind of bid there. So Fate is trying to come back and trying to squeeze again here. course, we know how this one likes to run and go to multiple holds. So that's why I'm taking a look at it, guys. That's why I'm watching it, really. All right, looking into the scanners out there, I'm seeing NCL, Vino, and JTAI leading the action. BitDeer also starting to push back there. What's going on in the Bitcoin trade out there? It's taking a whacking right back down there. So not looking good in those trades. Bait right back down to the 288s. 287 is where I saw some bid kind of go through there. Now I'm seeing bids at 281s and 279. So just watch out there, guys. A little bit of some mixed noise. Vino reopened, guys. 229, 240s. Got back to the VWAP. So it's making its move back towards that 3. Can it get back there? Definitely could. We'll see it. 288, 289. Still holding in there for Fate. We'll look to see if it takes the next step up here. SINT trying to come back up, still has yet to come back through that 3. Let you guys know if SINT starts to move again there. Sybin, though, taking off there, and it's on low volume here, guys, but it's a takeoff. The 1380s from 13, that's already 7-8% in the last like kind of 10 minutes. So big move there in Sybin today. IonQ down big, down big. It goes IonQ. We'll look to see if it bounces back. I'll look for a bounce back to 26. I can get a bounce back to 26. I don't mind shorting that thing, but Vino 232s. Fate just holding in on this 280s. SINT now starting to make the move back here. SINT is one I'm watching, guys. Definitely starting to see some volume start to come in this. There's my alert for SINT. I could see it bottoming out around the 260s. Now starting to get a little bit better, like it wants to come back through 3s. So watching SINT here as it starts to kind of get a little bit of the attention, right? It's still not through 3, so I'm not overreacting, but definitely something to watch for. Fate not making the move there. Vino back down to 209. So trying to hold the 9 EMA is Vino. UAVS back to 450s here. Will it make another move? This one has been a strong move. AG Eagle Aerial Systems has a resistance on the daily at the 488s. Could go back to that level. That's where we kind of turned around prior. We're not getting above the 480s. That's where the weakness has come in prior. Let's see what happens this time on UAVS. SINT starting to get the move there. Now we're into the 280s, 290s now. All right, 299 now for SINT. Definitely starting to come back for that 3 breakout here. Let's see if it wants to go and get it. Volume starting to come back in on SINT. There's 310s, 315s. There she goes. Big push on the first action. Now I'm going to be looking for pullbacks to get in here. Let's see if we can get 3 on the pullback here. There you go, guys. I'm in it now. I'm in it. Looking to win it on SINT. Let's see what happens here, guys. Long at $3, 500 shares. Looking for the push above the VWAP to really get the motor going here. Then I can add. That's a 320 pop here. Will we get it? Could get a little bit more pullback back towards the 290s. Try to reload there. That's where I got to be careful for. No volume coming in there. What I'm looking for is the strength back through the VWAP. VWAP around 313. Let's see if we can really get it going here. Definitely getting some reload action there, and it's coming all the way back to the 290s here. So let's see if we can start to get it back through that $3 spot. That's going to be very vital here to watch. All right, HCWB still holding that $1 move there. What's up out there, guys? What are you guys watching? Ion Q, you caught it? There you go. Get it, Shane. Get it. Nice short. Yo, Chris, what's up out there, man? Let's get it, Chris. Propping, man. That's what it's all about, man. Making that money. All right, SINT coming back here towards 297s now. 295s held here. Now it's going for the 3 here, guys. I'm going for it. It's stepping up to the plate here. Let's see if we can get the breakout now. Nice little push to the 307. Now 309s. Looking for a little breakout above the 320s here. Let's see if we can get it. 310s. If we break out above the 320s, I'm going to start moving the stop loss with it here. There's 310s, 313s. Will it take the 320s here? Let's try and 3 one more time here. There's 310s now. Now I'm stopped break even. Looking for the breakout here. Nice little breakout on the first action. Can we get back towards the 350s, guys? I'm all the way up there looking for the break above this. 313s. Now we're starting to move. Can we break above the 320s? Go for a big breakout here. There's 318s. Now we're starting to move here, guys. All right, guys, setting the stop at 305, 305. So now no matter what, we'll make money on this trade, but looking for a big move here. Let's see if we can get it on SINT. You guys see me bringing the chart right onto the screen here to watch the action there. 320s coming up here. Now up 190s. Looking great. Just need to pop over the 313s here. Let's see if we can get some real action to the upside. Top action would be 365 there. Now we're starting to move 320s. Can we get to the 330s here? Action. Woo. Pulling back there on me, trying to get me out of the 305s. I was trying to move the stop loss to 310s there. Looking for the break of the 320s. Let's go to the 1 minute here and stay with the action. You could see that pullback held at 308. So right now I'm about to pull it up to that 308 on the stop loss. There he goes to 310s now. 308s is the minimum I'll take. I'll take 80s on the pullback. Looking for the break above the 325s in continuation here. Let's see if we can get it. It's pulling back. I put 307 just to give me a penny there on the low. Here comes to the 320s for the break, and it's not getting it, guys. So we could get cut down right now as it spreads out and tries to come get me. All right, here's 317s. Will they take the 320s, guys? I'm up 145. It's trying to hold on here. Looking for the break above the 320s here. Let's go for it here. 320s showing up for a second and right back down. So it's not looking good here. Could pull back to the 3 here. Higher lows is okay, but now it could break that higher low trend, and I want out. So looking like it's going to stop me out and take the $70. We'll look to see if we get back up there through the 320s. This is the type of trade that could make my trade, make the funded account. So I'm trying to stay in it here and wait for the action to the upside. Let's see if we can get it. Just one more break towards like kind of the 340s, 330s. Let's go. Here comes 320s. Now we're looking good. We just broke up there, and now we're right back down to the 309 area. So I'm just putting it at the 309. It looked like a good breakout opportunity. It came back on us there. So might take the money and run right here at the 309s. If not, it will go ahead and continue trying to push higher. That's what I'm looking for. But of course, if it cuts me out, I'd rather get out than get caught. It goes for the 320s again. Will they take it there? Now 323s showing up there. Now we need to go ahead and see if it can break the 330 spot. If not, just take the money and run because the pullback's coming. Here's 320s starting to show back up. Let's go. Come on, take it. Doesn't look like it wants to take it, guys. Looks like it's going to come and get me. It's a little bit of a battle right now, but yeah, there it goes. Look at the pullback right back towards 3, and it's a reload off 3. I can get back into this, but there you guys have it. Now only $80 on that. Was up closer towards 200. Maybe should have just taken the 200, but it looked like really close for a 340 breakout there. 340 breaks out there, and boom, I got the account, right? So we'll see what happens there. Oh man, was I on the wrong account there? Yeah, I was on the wrong account. All right, guys, was on the main account there. And man, that's a mistake on my end. I've been moving back and forth between the action this morning, and right when this one happened, my alert came off, and it just got me a little excited. So I did take the trade, but it was on the main account. It wasn't on the limited account, and I'm trying to trade the limited account right now. So a little frustrated that I didn't get that gain. I didn't get the trade on. Now I can just take a look at it here for the main account, because if I switch to the limited and then take the loss, it's just going to be a little upsetting here. So I might get back into SINT, but it's not looking the best anymore to get in at that $3 spot, right? Because it could pull back to 3 again. If it pulls back to 3 again, it's a breakdown. There it goes back to 305. It doesn't look good here. Looks like it wants to break that $3 spot again. If it does, I would get out, at least for myself, right? So, all right, we'll see what happens out there. Definitely make a little bit of an execution mistake there. Wanted to be in the limited account so I could take that run, but hey, is what it is. At least was able to take some good green there in SINT. All right, 314. It's holding that pullback here. Would have to go off of the 310s here. It looks good. I'm going to take it here, guys. I just got to be careful with the action on the pullback. Main account here, taking the risk there. Risk is towards the 309s here. If it gets me out, it gets me out. It's pulling back. It's trying to come and get me. Let's see what happens here. Does it take the 320s? That's where we keep running into the wall. Coming back to it here. Kind of like go or no go here. Should take off. If not, it could easily pull back and just stop me out. Here comes the 320s. And another wall. There's a wall there at that 320s. We can't take it out, guys. We can't take it out. Every time we get into that 310, 320s, we're just running into that wall. Now there's not much there. Let's see if we can get through there. It got a little thin there. Might come and get me at the support and then go for the breakout. And that's where you got to be a little bit careful here. Not wanting to do it right now, guys. Yeah, it's probably going to get me out at the 309 now. Hanging on, but it could easily come right back towards that 3. I'm in at 320s here, guys. Definitely got caught a little bit on the market buy there, so reached a little bit. Should have been closer towards the 315s or 310s. But since I already have some profit, I'm willing to risk those profits. Let's see what happens. Could just give them right back here. I need to go looking at my other account though, guys. So definitely need to go to the limited account and see what happens there. We'll see if we get the push here. I don't expect it to start to get back above that 360s, but it could always get it back above that 360s. Go for the push here. So I need to go to the limited account though, because there's other names starting to move and I don't want to miss those. Fate is at 268. That one didn't do anything. FFIE though, getting the lift there. Auto manufacturers, of course, getting a little bit of a push. Stopped out there in the SINT. Could still go to the 320s and break out. Definitely a little frustrated on that action because I should have taken the green, but in the limited account. That gets us closer. Gets me closer to 800. I'm up at 718. FFIE, of course, auto manufacturer. That could tell me that Mullen can get another leg. But I talked about how GM and Tesla were interesting plays today. Tesla's still holding on there. How's my AUR and kind of Mobileye doing? Mobileye pulling back to the 16th. This looks good for the main account here. I don't mind off of 16 for Mobileye, but I got to take a look at the Qs here because the SPY needs to come back into the green. The Qs are coming back to the green. At least that I'm starting to see as a strong move. Yeah, take a look to see what's starting to get the lift there. It's going to be interesting to watch, especially kind of your tech names. Intel getting a little lift off that 2460. So that looks interesting there. Mobileye, I kind of like it here, guys. I'm going to try to take a little bit of a shot here. Still a little early on the MACD, but SINT back to 290s. All right, looks like we might come back to the 1583 spot. That's kind of like the longer time frame pullback right here on Mobileye. I'll keep Mobileye on the radar here. MTEM getting a little bit of a spike there, 60 cents there. Biotech name was up by $1 a couple days ago. So that's one thing to note, but you can see how each one of these pops are being very short-lived. Maybe 10 cents spike there. Just doesn't seem too exciting for me. XCUR, that's one that's getting a little bit of a move there, and that's moving fast there. I'm going to try to take this one here. Trying to get it at 4, guys. Trying to get in on XCUR at 4, but I need a pullback towards 4 to get my entry. Then 377s could be a little bit of an ad there. Trying to get in XCUR. It's not letting me in. It's not letting me in, guys. Not letting me in here on XCUR. It's not pulling back enough. Now I'm getting that pullback. Got to be careful here, though. Spread going a little wide there. I'm not liking it as much, guys. I canceled out right now just because of the way that the chart's looking there. 380s came back fast there. How much volume came in? 200,000. It's enough there to get it going. Not seeing much action there. I'm seeing the 390s right now being in some sizing that's trying to get filled there. Just got some sizing filled there at the 390s. Let's see if it comes back with that. Look how it just comes right back down. Wicked on that XCUR. Wicked. Glad I didn't get into that one. Holy moly. Wicked on XCUR. Wicked to the downside. That might be on a downside haul, guys. Whew. What a wicked move there. OKLO coming back to 19, guys. Went red. Now starting to come back here. Doesn't look too bad off that 19. That 19, nice recovery of that 19 on OKLO. We'll look to see if it pulls back a little bit to the 1860s, but nice little pushback there in OKLO. CCJ back at the VWAP. Looks interesting for me. I don't mind it there. Looking at NNE to see if some of these nuclear plays are doing well. SMR is starting to come back. URA, so uranium definitely on the watch here, guys. I'd keep an eye out on it. I think that this play is definitely something that is kind of holding in right now. URA, CCJ, names like that, something to watch. URG, looking interesting. So a lot of these uranium plays. What's going on out there, guys? How we doing? Buy more on the limited at the VWAP now. Yeah, the problem there is that whenever I feel like I make a mistake, I try to hit the brake pedal. Because if I'm making a mistake, something in me is not executing at the top, right? Got a short on Fate now. We'll see what happens there. Be careful with Fate. It loves to pop back. I wish you the best. You know me. I'm always wishing you the best. I just know that I've seen Fate. It does these like kind of pops and drops. It's hard to play and then can get going in a hurry. Volume just came in on that Fate. As a matter of fact, I'm watching it, guys. I don't want to go against you, but I like the way that it looks. OKLO holding that 19, and it just looks well to hold that 19 right now. So it's just strong right now. OKLO coming back fast. Qs, how the Qs looking like? Okay, there we go. Now we're starting to get some more strength there. Mobileye has come down. I'm still looking to get into Mobileye on the main account. I like this trade today. I would love for it to get into the 1590s first. That's what I'm looking for. But you can see we're starting to get the cross on the 1 minute. Let's take a look at the 5 minute. You can see on the 5 minute, you're still not getting to that level. I would love to get to this 583s and then come back up. SMR starting to get hot. So CCJ, all those types of plays, those uranium plays, going to be looking interesting for me. 55, I like for CCJ. Can take a look at OKLO. I'm sure that one's continuing the strength there. Got up there past the 1925, now pulling back, maybe 1875s on the pullback. Looks interesting. SINT back through $3 here, guys. So that's just how it goes on SINT. Still has the potential to run here. So do I play it? I mean, I kind of have to, right? Oh, man, the strength is coming fast there, guys. You got to be careful with this one, though. That's one thing I'll say for sure. There's a repeat seller in the 318s, 320s, and he's there already. He's lined up there at the 320s, guys. So that's where I find it so hard to long this, because that 15,000 that you see right here, he keeps repeating at 318, 320s. Right around here, you run into a problem. There's a seller here. There's a seller that we can't get through for some reason, and either he's repeat selling or doing something right here. Big resistance that's acting up right now. So that 325, 318 area, we keep running into resistance on the breakout level. You can see him changing the order size too. It changes up there. It goes from 16,000. It goes to 18. And look there. There's more size at 319 and 320s. So there's a lot of volume there. And that's what needs to get taken out for it to go for that next push. It reloaded right now at 3 right now. So I think that's the final hold of 3 that I could risk off of if I want to take the shot right here. So it's either now or never, right? It's that kind of play right now, and we'll see what happens. I just feel like there's too much of that repeat seller at 318. I'm not going to it. I'm holding off on the SINT. LAZR are now starting to recover, so those LiDAR plays can start looking a little bit better. Even AUR looking a little bit better. We'll see what happens on that one. Tesla starting to get better. Let's see. Yeah, Tesla is starting to get better. SINT getting up there to the 314s. We'll see if it takes the move or not. ALDX went up there to 5, pulled back to the 450s. Here comes that 318 again on SINT. Repeat seller, man. He's back at 15,000 when he just got hit some. 316, 318s come up. Now 15,000 again. Remember, it was at 14. So you see how it repeats. It goes to 13 now. He just got some of the share size got hit there. That's for sure. He's off the 318s now. So 319 and 320s is a smaller wall now. Could get through it there. And there you see it. It just came off a little bit there. The wall was at 318 and the 318 seller disappeared. There's nobody at 318 anymore. That's important to catch there. So now we've gone through it. Now let's see if there's some reload or some big bids. So that's what you want to see. Something showing up big on the left-hand side here. Kind of like 318, 320s, something big there. There's 57 at 310. So 310 seems to be like the support. Goes back to this 320 area. 318s probably show up real quick. Let's see it. 320s, 319s on the left-hand side. 23s. So definitely you're starting to see a little bit more of that wall. There's that 318 look. It came really quickly. Saw 318 start flowing through there. There's that repeat seller trying to show back up again. Let's see if he takes it right back down here. It's a tough one, man. Tough one to hang in there on that. There it is again, right back towards that 310. I'm telling you, that repeat seller, it's just putting a kink on something. NIVF was the one that I was trying to trade earlier today for a break of 1. It did break 1, but it's back to 70 cents there. Q's overall now taking the up move to 498. SPY up moves, so that's down for the VXX. Down she goes to 45.15, and the market's looking like down actions coming in now. So you could take a look to see those strong names start to get back to strength there. Mobileye looking good off the 16. We'll see if it starts to work its way back up, but not a bad outlook there. And some of the names now, you can start to take a look to see if Soxel makes a big move to the upside. I'd be watching that as some semiconductor action to see if those can start to push. On semiconductor doing well, AMD doing well, just pulling back. Intel had been doing well, pulled back there. We'll look to see if it gets hot again. Qualcomm, another one that had a good day. We'll look to see if it can continue. Vino reloading. Fate kind of faded off of that 278 at 280s. We'll see what happens on that one. It's just not moving around though. Yeah, way better than to go into an emotional trade. I agree. Good conversation, right? At the end of the day, I wanted to get back in, but I felt emotional, so there's no point in trading it and just staying on the sideline, right? Riding that short, hey, get after it, man. It's okay. Hey, you stopped out a little bit. Just get, find what's right for you, right? We all get stopped out sometimes, and I think it's important to be able to get back in, just look for the setup. Vino trying to come back up for that $2 spot there. We'll look to see if it gets enough volume. Ion Q bouncing back a little bit here. Fun that was really strong earlier. I want to take a look at that. PHUN 450 still holding well. Take a look at the sectors out there. All right, let's look at the recent hour. Technology, cyclicals leading. So yes, definitely industrial starting to get the push. Caterpillar, I'm looking at different names like that in the XLI to see what's up today. Deere up strong. I talked about how it could run into its earnings. It seems to me like that's what we're getting there on a nice run from Deere. Auto manufacturers talked about how GM could see a lift today. It's pulled back. Let's see if it starts to catch a little bit as the market goes green. Home improvement going higher, advertising agencies going higher. So I'm looking at what else can make a lift here. Macy's down right now. Looking to see if they're going to start to recover some. SPY's up big, guys. Q's up big. So everything's going to be looking like bullish action, at least right now. Even the healthcare names are starting to bounce back. So I wouldn't even feel too negative about healthcare right now. Everything pretty much green. What's coming back is communications right now. But other than that, a lot of strength out there. Car getting a little lift there. UAVS holding that $4 spot there. Can that one go for another move later today? I feel like there's traders definitely still watching this UAVS. All right, traders trying to find some sympathy. What can I get to? There's 430s on UAVS starting to come back here. Looks good on the 15-minute as it's holding the $4 spot there. SINT right back to 3, so that didn't look good. Yeah, UAVS still looking interesting. It's starting to show up on the scanners, so that means it's going to start to show up on other people's scanners. So I'm keeping an eye on it. There it goes for a little bit of a move towards the upside. Trying to get some volume in it right now. Starting to recover off this 30 here. Looks good. Looking to see if there's anything else getting a lift here. BitDeer starting to get a little bit of a push. OKLO getting a little bit of a push. SOAR. This UAVS is just holding really well at the top end of the range. So that's what makes it look good here. All right, back at VWAP and starting to get hot here is UAVS. Mobileye gave me an alert there. Didn't get into UAVS there. It's pulling back to the 430s now. Mobileye giving me a little bit of an alert there, trying to catch Mobileye on the move back up, but UAVS taking a second here. So let's go back to that Mobileye. All right, long there on Mobileye. We'll look for a pullback back below the 16 to add. If not, adding towards like 1620s when it starts to make push above the VWAP. But starter there long on Mobileye. HCWB getting back above the $1 spot there. That thing held the pullback on the 1 and now pushing back towards 120. Fate just hanging off of that 276. Could make a push here. Watching that one with UAVS. UAVS right there on the 430. Still holding really well on that one. OKLO now 2090s, man. OKLO. What a move there, guys. We saw it break through the 19 and it just kept running. Just kept running. CCJ holding well on that pullback to 55. 55 was a level I gave just a little while ago. Back to 55.45. So this actually looks good too. So that uranium style trade still looking really good. URA, very similar trade. 3150s holding well. So uranium looking good here. SMR looking good. NNE starting to get hot. So definitely a good trade on there, guys. Caterpillar looking interesting. Deere leading the action in some of the industrial space. Cyclicals, how's the Tesla? Got up there to 348, 349 almost. UAVS starting to get some more volume here. It's trying to get going. See if it makes the move here. 429. Still holding on UAVS. Ion Q coming back, of course. There's some action here in UAVS, and it's right back to the 430s. So just doesn't want to break through the 440s right now. That's what I'm watching for. Can we get to the 440s and above? It keeps running into a wall right into that 440s. Of course, you see the trend line too. It's back through 450s. So just watching it. Here comes that 440s, and you see 2,500 right there, ready to go. They just can't get it through the 440s area, at least for the time being. BBAI at 180 starting to show up on the scanners. Looking around out there, what you guys got? Fate starting to push a little bit there. All right, let's take a Fate. Sometimes you just got to have faith, right? Fate, I'm on it. I'm long a little bit there. 500 shares there, guys. Looking to see if Fate can get started here. See if we can get a little spike here in Fate. The 289, 287 was a level I noticed earlier that had size. That's what I'm really watching here. Risking about 45 on the first action here. 73s will get me out. Watching this pullback, 278's going to come right back up, and I need to take a look at some other ones too. So UAVS still on the radar. I've got to watch these guys. HIMS is coming back. That's one name that I'll give you guys that I'm not watching myself. All right, getting an attempted pullback here. '79 showing up there, looking to see if it could take the 280s. The 280s has some sizing there. That's going to be an important level. And then from there, 283s, and then we'll see if we get liftoff. Here's 281 starting to show up here. I'm setting the stop for 45 risk, or 40 risk actually. It came right back. So could not break through that level last time. So 80s show up again. Can we get through it? There's the sellers out of the way at 280s. Now we have the potential to run to 3. I'm setting my stop here just in case, because I can get hunted on it. But the truth is, this is going to be one of those where it needs to just start rocking and rolling. If not, I want out anyways. You see, it's coming back right now, trying to get me. Mobileye giving me the alert. I need to go adding, so I'm going to go looking at that. I already had the stop place for this. Don't mind adding on this one, but I need to go focus. Need to try to take both trades at the same time here. All right, long some more Mobileye here, and we'll still look for a pullback back towards 16, but we're starting to look good here, and really starting to climb back here. Let's see if I can make a nice little trade here today on Mobileye. Looking for a push back towards 17. Doing really well on that one. We'll see what happens. Up 190. Need to push it on the main account. Looking good there on Mobileye. We'll look to see if that keeps going. Back to faith here. All right, back to the 280s. Just went back towards the 281. Has the ability to go for the rip, but it's not going for it right now. That's a concern for me, but it can go in a quick way. So $290. I'll do a stop limit here on an ad. All right, guys, it's putting up to set an ad. The stop would trigger at 292 and the order would be 286. So that's what I'm trying to set up here for. Back down below the 280s, not something I wanted to see. Tightening up. 74s would get me out. So $40 of risk. Sellers at the 286 and 287. So that's where the wall is being like where it can't get through. This little area right here, we keep fighting and we're failing in that spot. So that's the spot where it could get rejection, and breakdown could be below the 264s. My shorts out there, they're trying to short. Let's see here. XCUR back to 350s. I don't trust that one bit. Molin though, going for the $3, that 290s. We saw earlier FFIE getting a little bit of a push. Maybe this one could get a push again. Tesla pushing strong. I think the auto manufacturers are starting to come back. Even GM. I talked about how this one could come back there. How's Ford doing? How's Uber? Pulling back on that action today. It's not good news, I think, for Uber. Lyft also down a little bit, but back towards kind of the VWAP there. Just got hit on fate down back towards the 274s. So taking a little bit of a hit there. Lost about $50. A little annoyed because of course, remember, I should have made $80. So I'm down on the limited account, but I was more based on taking a trade on the main account, which I thought was on this account. So that's how it goes sometimes. Mobileye taking off though, guys. At least Mobileye is doing well here. So right back to the 1649, and I'm glad I was able to at least put out an order out there and conversation about this stock here. So now I'm just looking for pullbacks to actually add to this. We'll see if we get another ad here, but man, takeoff there in Mobileye back towards the VWAPs, 23s. I'll add here, but it's looking good here. It's just climbing and climbing. Let's see if it can keep climbing. A little frustrated, of course. It should have made that $80 there on that one, but hey, that's how it goes sometimes. HCWB, let's go. Fate now battling. Yeah, that's how it is sometimes. Mobileye, though, of course, on the radar out there, and good push already. All right, looks like Mobileye is being mentioned out there that it could delist and then could come back, but that's just fair warning out there. Looking around out there to see what else is making a move here. Everyone's talking about Solana out there. I'm seeing a lot of talk. Of course, you guys know how that goes. All right, looking around, traders, what you guys got out there? 1655, doing well there in Mobileye and continuing to rise there in Mobileye. I'm still looking for pullbacks, but doesn't have to pull back, right? Could just keep ripping. I won't be mad at it. All right, we'll see if we get all the way up there. Looking for a breakout on this thing that can get above the 17s. This tells me to look at AUR. AUR also, there you go. That could be a trade that I could scalp on my other account here with the limited. Looking for pullbacks to 550s here. Pullbacks to 550s is what makes sense for me. AUR getting going. Could take a look at LAZR, or maybe LIDR, right? All these types of names could get a little bit of a push today. We'll see what happens now. Vino getting a little bit of a push. Will this recover $2? Oh, no, it's trying. It's trying, guys. AZI getting a little lift towards the 184s. Can't even put tickers in today. I am not as sharp as I normally am, guys. NIVF. I mean, Mobileye is doing amazing. I'm not even looking at Mobileye anymore. Nicola. Man, we're getting the squeezes if Nicola's moving. That's always interesting. I've seen Mobileye show up on my scanner. That's just how much it's moving now. 1667, almost 17 coming fast, guys. Mobileye, big trade here on. AUR ripping now, guys. AUR 570s, was talking about this when it was back at 540s. What a rip there, guys. 6% nice rip there on these names. Of course, not bad mentions. Get that Kool-Aid out there because, oh, yeah, with these names, they're pushing strong. AUR, Mobileye. Whew. Mobileye with that big push. SINT getting a fade now, guys. That thing got faded. Now Fate now starting to get hot there. Isn't that how it goes, guys? Isn't that how it goes? Now Fate looked like it wants 3. Do I get back in it here, guys? That's where it's hard for me. Do I get back into Fate? Man, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Got stopped out of the bottom there. They came right back up to the 298. So it is a tough one. Vino 180, still trying to come back on that one through 2. SPPL getting a little lift there. Of course, this was a runner on Friday, but has pulled back a pretty good amount. Could take another lift, though. Doesn't mean that it's done completely. It's had a decent volume this morning. Now starting to recover VWAP. Fate back into the 280s there. Greed. Remember Greed? This stock was an absolute monster on Friday. We'll look to see if it starts to get going again. It's trying to get back to 3. It's had a pretty good chart to begin the day. Could just keep climbing. It's just a hard trade here because it's just grinding on the 9 EMA. All right, guys, looking around to see what else is making a move here. I'm seeing IonQ back to like 24s, but that's not far enough. UAVS did not make it towards that 440s. Now it actually is like getting hurt a little bit. It's on the downside. OKLO pulled back to the VWAP there, 1950s, and held it well, man. That was an interesting little pullback to 1950s. Right back up there for OKLO. What a trader this one is. CCJ taking off there, guys. I had a nice little pullback at the 55s mentioned. It's through the high now. So those uranium names going to be looking good. Look at that uranium URA with a big push there. So the nuclear play looking good here. We'll see if it takes the next step up. SMR and NNE, but definitely a lot of these getting a nice day today. Ballard Power getting a little bit of a push. So the uranium play is definitely something to watch out there. GovX, a little bit of a lift there. LAZR not really getting going. In some kind of scanning action here. Ethereum. All right, now we're talking something that I can go with the limited account and try scalping here. We're to the 65, so I'm looking for a pullback to 60, but we might not get it. We're starting to get Ethereum with a nice little ride up. It can get to 8, but I need a little bit of a pullback here towards like 60s. So now it's just more, can I get the pullback? I'm just looking for pullbacks to get long on Ethereum. And some of these might spark the clean spark trade, those types of trades. You can see it already lifting here. Mara, clean spark, all those names starting to get the push here as we're getting the push in the Qs. The Qs could continue going with this. Let's see if they can. They're back towards 501. Will they do a little bit of a pullback? That could definitely happen. Be careful for the quick rapid pullback followed by the continued expansion. SMCI back to 20, could get the lift back above the 21s, but I still think this is just a little bit too much danger for me. Dell holding in well though, 135 push back to the upside. This is looking good, like a nice little swing trade. Dell just keeps holding, looking pretty good. Netflix bounced back today, guys. I talked about how you could get the bounce right back there. And look at the push on Netflix back to 840s. Why? Because everyone that talked about the fight being negative, it wasn't negative for the stock. The stock got epic numbers. Epic reaction there on Netflix. So good push there on Netflix. Good action there, Netflix, guys. We'll look to see what else is making a move, but definitely the action continuing there. Netflix to almost 840. What a move. Fate back down to 268. The trap, and Faith, man. JTAI starting to get a little bit of a lift there, 566, but I don't see this one going too much. In the pre-market, it had a big move, but it's trying to get the move. It's just not enough volume here on the action. Bloom Energy continuing on that 2390s. Really nice VWAP bounce there on Bloom Energy today. BTCS coming back, those Bitcoin names coming back. I'm looking for Ethereum, but man, Ethereum just keeps running. I might need to jump up and just grab it there at the 772s, but man, what a trade there. I like this trade. I talked about it. I had the scanner alert at the 761 today. It's looking good here. Really good swing trade outlook on that Ethereum today. Last, a good short on HCWE. Poor execution. HCWB getting up there towards the 150, now starting to crumble back down. 1, 2, 3 halts on the down halt. We'll see if it goes back for like an up halt action or not, but moving back and forth is HCWB. It's at least the spread really tight. So interesting to maybe trade it to the short side or the long side from here, whichever way you see it. There's definitely some trades to be made there. See what happens on that HCWB. It's getting some volume here. 20,000 shares to sell. 8,000 shares to sell. Some pretty big sell orders going through there. I could see this coming back towards $1 and then maybe ending the day even below $1. So it's had its day in the sun. It's trying to hold the hourly chart right now, which is this. Right, try to reload and come back up. But if it starts to break this and goes red candle, it opened at 101, it starts to look like a blow off top. So 80 cents seems to be more like a target for me, but not a bad outlook here. HCWB. Big order at 126. That's where the wall is going to be. So if you're looking at where the bull wall is going to be, it's going to be up here towards the 126 where you have a big seller. So big seller at 126. JTAI trying to get going there. Not much there, guys. CNSP, there's not much that I'm finding in the smaller names. I tried to take a trade on Faith. It did not go well there. IonQ now coming back here towards the VWAP. We'll see what happens, but the Qs remaining the strength in the market. SPY remaining the strength. I talked about how the banks could be an area to look for some continued strength. They've actually pulled back now. Could start playing in, right? Goldman Sachs coming back there. Morgan Stanley coming back. Bank of America. All these names are now starting to hold in. So start taking a look to see if they go green and start to actually make a nice little run here. So not a bad one to watch here as we're getting some action. All right, guys, we'll be wrapping up here in just a little bit here. We got a little bit more. We got about 15 minutes left here. FSIL getting a big push. Fuel cell, hydrogen cell. Do people think that hydrogen is going to come back? I mean, it's making a move today. Take a look at Plug to see if you feel this is an actual move that can continue. And you're seeing Plug get a little lift here. Could push above the $2 spot there today. Plug Power riding up with FSIL. Here's HCWB trying to go for that 126 recovery. There's that 124s. Will it hold here and come right back up? Molin going to 3. The Molinator give you cavities, but it's coming back. The Molinator. Look at that wall right now at 124, 125, 126 for HCWB. That's where the wall is being put up. Can they take the wall? ASTS coming back, guys, in a strong fashion. is ASTS. Look at that grind up right back up here. 5%, 6% move, guys. So big push there in ASTS. Google riding high off that 175. It just looks like an all-out bullish day kind of out there. So let's see how the Mobileye is doing now. Starting to pull back. Got all the way up there to 1687. So still up big on this account. But just looking to go ahead and cash this in a little bit here. I'm up almost $1,000 on Mobileye. Was up over $1,000 in a second where I was, right? So I'm going to continue to watch this. Got up to as high as 1,300. Looking for a nice little $2,000 on Mobileye today. We'll see if we can just continue to grind it higher. Pullbacks to the 9 EMA or the VWAP could be ads. So I'm just looking for Mobileye to just continue working. This is kind of like that all day type of long. JWEL now starting to get a move. So there's at least some that are starting to move here. SINT coming back for 3, but I don't trust that one bit, man. SMCX off that bottoming action there, now starting to push a little bit more. So we'll see. I mean, at least you have that opportunity if you like that name. ACRS trying to come back. HCWB now through that 126, now 130s. It got through the tough spot. Now let's see if it holds the 9 EMA on any pullback. Costs, not really doing much. AUR might pull back here. I'm still looking for some pullback in Ethereum name, but nothing happening right now. Clean Spark holding that 1440s. Could just keep pushing here. Q's holding in well today, man. Strong day there. Walgreens Boots Alliance. It has earnings later in the week. I wonder why it's running ahead of its earnings. Netflix up almost 3%. DPZ coming back. Of course, DPZ got the Warren Buffett. He likes his pepperonis. Target holding well, man. Target's starting to look better. Vino coming back, 180s. Look to see if it gets back to the $2 spot. Little volume coming in there. It could start going, but it's such little volume. Looking to see if this penny name could start moving again, but not much action on that either. This JWEL just ripped towards 3, got up towards 337, back below 3s, could go back up there. It's just nothing that I know. Joel Global. Specialty retail name. ASPI, $8 chemical name, getting a nice little move higher. I like the daily chart on this. This is not a bad look here. Could push back to $9 today. ASPI, nice little lift already though. It already went through 8. So I need a pullback back below 8. Dive in, tried to make that spike earlier. It started to come back up, but it just couldn't get the real move. Fate down to 240s. So if you got that short, Steph, I wish you the best. Mara coming back, 2060s. OKLO holding back. It pulled back and it's still looking strong there. SPY still pushing towards the upside, guys. Super microcomputers bouncing off the $20 spot there. Semiconductor equipment stocks up today. That's good to see, of course, as applied materials really got a hit on Friday's action, and that's coming back, which is helping, of course, tech. Vino back to 2. Vino back to 2, guys. Back to 2 she goes. Oh, I might not get her here. I'm trying to get $2 here. $2 entry here. Can I get the $2 pullback here? $2 entry. Come on. Come on. Give it to me. No pullback entry just yet here. All right, I'm stepping up to the plate, guys. They might not come back for me. So I just stepped up to the plate at 208, 209s, willing to add at $2, 190 if I need to add. I'm going for a little swing here. Let's see if I can do it on Vino. All right, here's that ad there. Now I'm long 1,000 shares there off the 201. So looking good here. Just needed to trying to push here and get back towards this trend line. Start to push. The real look is back here towards like 238s, 240s. That's where we can run into some resistance. Then it could work its way back to $3 here. So I like the potential on this trade. Let's see what happens. Vino. Maybe I just need some vino. If you guys don't know, vino, of course, in Spanish to me is wine. Wine, baby. Wine. Give me that wine. You know what they say. Like all wines, as they age, they get better. As this trade aged, they got better. Let's see if it can get me some good trading action here. All right, looking for a nice little pop here. Now to 208s, 210s, looking good if it comes and takes it. 207, where's the wall? 215s and 209s right now. So 209, a small wall there. I'm going to look for that to get taken out here, and then you go to 215s. That's the next spot. Come on, Vino. See if that wine can get going here. Getting a test down back towards the 2. Oh, and the spread opens up. It's still pretty much at 2. It's just getting some volume here, trying to recollect the volume. Would like it to hold this 188 on pullbacks here. All right, team, what do you guys think about that? What's up out there? Mitch Powell is waiting to see how Trump will screw the recovery. Well, the truth is, yeah, he's waiting. He's on the wait and see game. He's like, what will this guy Powell do? Or what will this guy Trump do? Yeah, that's Powell right now, I'm sure. He's just sitting on the sideline like, what's going to happen, man? What's going to happen here? All right, getting a pullback on Vino. Don't want to get taken out on this trade, so just watching the action here. Want to hold the 188s. Got a risk like 150 on this trade now. So just want to understand the risk to return here. It's 300 on the upside. So that's kind of like the first target, which would be like 230s. Could break above that 230s and then go for a full on breakout. We'll see it. I mean, trying to get it here. Let's see what happens in Vino. We did get the volume to at least get the spike there. So at least that is a good sign. 5-minute crossed. So that's a good sign. Let's stay on the 5-minute chart. It's going to help us get around some of the smaller little fluctuations in Vino. All right, 1056. Now that's a jump there. Now we're going. Now we're ripping here, guys. Let's get it going here. Gonna put out an order for $600 in the profit if it starts to really kind of rip out there, but We're towards 213s, almost 220s. Now I just need to hold break even. If it cuts me out, it cuts me out. But looking for it to just start to really take off here. Now 218s, 225s show up there. So I might take out the profit here. Ooh, it's hard not to take the 230s and just take the money and run here. Let's see if we can get a nice little push above this 220 spot. Got to make sure I at least cash back here the loss that I had earlier, which is about 50 bucks. But man, the spread on this thing is hard to hold right now. There comes the 220s, 225s. Have hit it a couple of times here. It's all about the VWAP. Will they take it here? Next step up could be 250s, 260s. Watching the action here. Good action there. I just cut off my profit target towards the 260s, but if it gets up there, I'll definitely put the stop loss around 250, 260s. Now we're starting to get the push 220s. I'm just looking for a little bit more. Come on. Get it up there. Ooh, nice push to the 235s. I got to at least put 210s here. Make sure that we pay ourselves. All right, setting up the 210 there on the pullback. Could come back and get me here, but I'm looking for the expansion move. Can we get it here? 235s, that's 340s. I'm just looking for a little pop more there. Let's see if we can get it. Now it's pulling back a little bit here. I ran into some selling at the 230s here. Let's see if we can get it above there. It's coming back to get me, guys. It came back and got me. Frustrating, man. Frustrating. Gonna have to start taking smaller profits there, guys. I just looked for the big breakout and it was there. It's there. It's just kind of more also showing my hand on the stop does not help. I should have taken the profits there at 230s, man. Frustrating there. Frustrating there, to say the least, guys. Not executing on that, man. Need to take the profits there at the 230s. It was really quickly in the 230s, but it was looking good, and I had the target profit into the 260s, so of course no fill there. I need to put that target profit a little closer to see if I get the spikes to just get me the fill on there. Now, of course, I'm out of the name. I back to zero, but man, that was a good looking trade there. Just no cash. No cash there. Now trying to reload here on the $2 pullback. It went to 201, could reload and then go back up there. So I'm watching the action, but man, that was looking good for the breakout. 2 trades today where right on the verge of breakout and it pulls back on us. That's tough. Sometimes we got to take a little less. And I think that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to go for that nice little home run. Should have taken the base hit there. $300, boom, push myself to 1,000, and I'm within one reach. Tried to make it on that one trade there, and that's how it goes sometimes. Right back to my break-even spot here, so is what it is. Would have probably got broken out, break even anyways, so hey, is what it is. At least took the money back to get myself back to break even, but man, I like the trade there. Just bad execution on my part with the profit take. All right, guys, it's 11 o'clock. I'm going to end it there before I go and I just take a trade here, like a revenge trade, emotional trading like Steph talked about. I'm going to try to stay on the sideline here now. Just not my day, man. So many opportunities. I just didn't nail it. But Mobileye, really good opportunity and holding well here and now. So up $1,000 on Mobileye. We'll continue to hold that for a nice $2,000 gain if I can get it. We'll see if we're able to bounce back on the main account. That's what I need, because the main account got hit hard 2-3 days in a row last week, and it was a tough one to take. This is the trade that can get me back. I'm just going to stick to the risk and return and seeing if I can make that quick cash. We'll see what happens out there. Like always, stay safe out there, traders. I'm going to wrap it up. I'll be back tomorrow stay safe, look into the market, look for those opportunities, look for maybe those Trump trades to stay strong now as we're seeing the strength come back to the market and could take a nice little rally. We'll see what happens. Also, take a look to see what happens in energy, technology overall. NVIDIA's the big report this week. That's what you got to keep your eyes open for. If how NVIDIA goes, a lot of the times the market will go. So we'll see what happens as NVIDIA is going a little bit back and forth today. Bounce back, of course, it had a negative report, but right now it's back towards that 140.20. We'll see how it ends the day. Keep your eyes on all the action. Right here, Trade the Pool. We got a lot more for you guys. Always keep up with our Discord if you guys want to catch that. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Stay safe out there, traders. We'll keep battling right here, only on Trade the Pool, of course.